Okay, so let's get into it. Okay. Now, when I go on vacation, I do not pick something because of what you might think. I go for my own experience. But as a travel agent, you just can't go because of your experience. You got to show people everything. Now, I may not do bungee jumping, but that don't mean I'm not going to show you. I may not do zip lining, but that don't mean I'm not going to show you. Now, I might actually take me an Alaskan trip because that might be fun to do. I've never done an Alaskan trip before. That might be something interesting, but I may not be able to eat nothing because of a lot of seafood. So I probably won't be able to eat anything. But to be able to get off the boat and see Alaska full fledged, I think would be cool. Now I'm sure I can find something that ain't seafood, but Alaska got a lot of seafood. I'm highly allergic, so I have to figure that one out. Now, as far as eventually doing group cruises, as far as trips, I would love to do that because I would love to basically, you know, make sure that all my people's excursions are basically what they want to do. So not everybody got to do the same thing, but we all got to be back at the same time. So in other words, as long as everybody get back and they where they need to be and we're all in the same spot, I'm not leaving y'all until I know all of y'all are in the area that we're gonna be at. And then what's also cool is my son will be there, my mom will be there, and these will be great vacations. Like I said, you better live your life because you are running out of time. Don't go to another country and do what you do in America. That's stupid. I used to live in Germany for 6 years, and in Heidelberg for 3, and in Nuremberg for 3. Okay, don't sit up here and think like America when you go to other countries. Even when you go to the islands, do not think like an American. You're not American. The whole point is to experience that country, those islands, differently than what you would if you were in the United States. That's why so many people got an issue with Japan. Let's talk about it. When you go on Virgin, you gotta act like Virgin. When you go on Royal, you gotta act like Royal. When you go on, Princess or whatever cruise line you go on, you gotta be open to something new and something different. And if you're not gonna like it. So again, sometimes you gotta get out your comfort zone. Some boats are gonna be boring to you because you want to party. Well, guess what? Why did you pick that one if that's not what you want? Carnival has more than enough ships for y'all to get on. Y'all act like because you say the name Carnival that Carnival don't have about 20 something ships. Same thing with Royal, same thing with Princess, same thing with Norwegian, same thing with MSC. Margaritaville is the only one that only has 2 ships, and that's because they just starting out. Okay, so like I said, a lot of people talked about Margaritaville, but I'm gonna tell you something. I had a blast on Margaritaville. The food was good. Now the only thing is that they have 2 lines, which is fine, but you'll have people that try to cut. But other than that, I couldn't understand the thermostat. That was the only other issue I had. But other than that, the beds were very comfortable, and I had a blast. And Jimmy Buffett didn't bother me, and the performances were much better than what I seen. So I have to say, the new director they got, as far as the musician, as far as who does all the cruise, as far as entertainment, oh, he is so cool. Cause again, they got a new director, music director, performance director. So he's been definitely making that ship step up. And there are a lot of people that are going on that ship that are now middle age. So you have a lot of people that's on that boat that basically just want a vacation. So Margaritaville is more of a vacation boat. If you going for a vacation, Margaritaville is for you. Cause Margaritaville got the best of everything. They do. But people slip on they sleep on that boat because it's new. And then not only that, the fact of the matter that the person that was running it. So again, when it comes to Virgin, same thing. People didn't like Virgin at first, and they still don't. So again, if you know that, and look, and then also it may just be that ship. You may get on all the other versions and have the time of your life. Then it's what season that you go. Is it on season or off season? or in season or off season. You know, some people like myself like to go in January. And around October, I don't go during the summer. It's too hot, and I don't like being completely hot. I do not want to go to the beach and I'm hot. I want to go to the beach where it feels good and I get to actually enjoy myself, which is why I choose January and between September and November. Now, I might go in December depending on when it is and how much it is. So it really just depends on that. And then the price. But with Virgin, I'm waiting until November because I want to go ahead and get the, what is it, the Black Friday sale for Virgin and Royal, because those two I can pay for outright. But again, also what I learned is MSC, you can't do no payment plan. You got to pay up front. Well, you can pay up until October, but they don't do like Affirm and all of that. They don't do that. You got to pay for that. You can pay monthly, but you still got to pay for it, which is fine. At the end of the day, like I said, enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Because, like I said, I got a balcony, I got the internet, I got the food package. I think for like 1,000, like 12. And then I got the insurance, which was, so it's like 16. But that's because I got the insurance, and that's because I got something else that I paid for. But I don't, like I said, I'm cool. Really, I am. So have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Because tomorrow's not promised to nobody. You better live your life because before you run out of time. But if you're somebody that's going to be doing a lot of traveling, I would recommend getting a yearly travels insurance. That's what I'm about to do. Because I'm about to start traveling a lot and I need a travels insurance. So, like I said, I just posted a video where I'm going to Thailand for my birthday. I got to figure out what I want to do when I get over there. I think I'm going to Bangkok because I want to go to the elephants. I want to do a few things where I get to go on the river and stuff. And I do want to go do some shopping and then get my nails done and stuff like that. I just want to have a good time. And I'm a little nervous about riding the motorcycles. But the one thing I'm not gonna do when I'm in Thailand is ride the motorcycles knowing I'm gonna go shopping. I'm getting a car. That's what I'm doing. So I'm watching a lot of people in Thailand and there's no telling who I'm gonna meet while I'm over there. So I'm really excited. Greece is gonna be probably, I haven't figured out when I'm going to Greece yet. I don't know. That's probably my 53rd birthday. And then I'm going to Bali, and then I'm going to, I was going to go to Dubai, but that's out consider everything that's going on. But yeah. But I'm doing at least one cruise ship to two cruise ships a year. So like I said, live your life, honey. Tomorrow's not promised. But as soon as I get everything straightened out, my website, everything done, I will be debuting my travel agency, and I'm so excited. I'm very excited. So with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But like I said, you're not going to make everybody happy. You just ain't. But like I said, each ship, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to tell you who it's for. And whether or not, and I'm also going to talk to some people on the boat to see what they think about it. I might talk to some of the staff. I might go backstage to the kitchen because I have allergies. So I wouldn't mind talking to the staff about how they deal with people like me that have multiple allergies as far as seafood, shellfish. How does that work? How do they cater to that? They try their best to, but sometimes it ain't always easy. So, with that being said, I'm looking forward to these adventures. And as for the jewelry business, it's still going. I'm still going to be doing it. So I'm going to find some jewelry. Matter of fact, I got some. I just got to get the string. And then once I get that, then we'll get the rock and rolling. And then the candles. And then the soaps, body butters. And then the skincare line. And the hair care line. So with that being said, I'm very excited. But like I said, you're not going to make everybody happy. You just ain't. Everybody has a preference. I myself, I don't have preference. Like I said, I'm just not a preference person. I'm just a person, either I like it or I don't. But it doesn't mean it's my preference. Because like I said, I like different things. Because then again, I'm a Gemini. What do you expect? We like different things. So, that being said,